Hey everybody, John here, obviously. And there's no end of things I could talk about. In fact, I've started and then abandoned this recording a bunch of times today already, trying to work my way through the different topics, the things that are the occupying public discourse, all of which seem to be fuel for outrage. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has recently died, and people are freaking out. And I do mean freaking out. People are posting videos in the cars, like shrieking as if they've lost a child, as if a member of their family's been stabbed or something. That a 80-something-year-old Supreme Court justice who's been on the bench for decades, that quite natural occurrence of their death is an incredible and unexpected outrage, and we should all lose our composure over it. And there's a lot of members of the mainstream Democratic establishment in the United States who are, in as far as I can tell, completely absurd response to this normal course of events, saying that if another Supreme Court justice is appointed by the sitting president, they're calling for violence and the burning of cities. Ridiculous. I mean, you could get mad, you could be outraged and shocked by it, but it's so ridiculous that I can't do anything except laugh. And then there's all this other outrage bait, right? Like the street violence and Black Lives Matter / Antifa, which are, as far as I can tell, are indistinguishable at this point. Trying to force people in cafes and restaurants and stuff to do the Nazi salute. Yeah, then I know they're not doing it with the hand like this. They're doing it with a closed fist, but like it's the same thing. It's anti-fascist. They're anti-fascist. No. They're fascists. Let's just all be honest here. But the thing is, I don't want to talk about any of this issue. I could go through a bunch more. I don't want to talk about any of these things. Because it's exhausting, isn't it? Like, all this absurd, histrionic, ridiculous outrage and violence and nonsense. It's absurd. I'm going to find some solace, though. And the solace is that there is a counter-movement to all this idiotic nonsense. And there is a powerful intellectual counter-movement manifesting, among other places, in the Joe Rogan podcast. Now, there are a bunch of reactionary idiot, dinosaur-thinking mainstream commentators saying that Joe Rogan is like a alt-right or a radical far-right. Like, nobody can just say you're politically to the right. Everything has to be far-right. And nobody can say politically to the left. No, you have to be far left or left extremist, right? There's just no middle anymore. And yet, you look at who Joe Rogan interviews, and they are all just extremely interesting, compassionate people who the radical, violent activist and their apologists in mainstream, lamestream media are trying desperately to demonize anybody who is psychologically normal. And recognizing that, I came to the conclusion today that the normal, the sane, are going to win. The sane are going to win. They would not be acting so. The radicals, the violent, the fascist anti-fascists, the racist anti-racists, would not be behaving in this histrionic, absurd, clownish way unless they knew that their grip on the political discourse was fingernail thin and failing. The sane are going to win. The sane, in fact, are winning. In spite of all the madness, in spite of all the stupidity, The calm and the sane are going to win, and we are, in fact, winning. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel on YouTube and Patreon and Subscribestar and blah, 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 blah. And have a lovely day.